Live League Game of the Day. OlafisCancer versus gduma. Adder versus Flak.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another live league game of the day. Today, we are playing on a map called It Hurts Until It Doesn't. This is a base light matchup with airport comm tower support and a couple pre-deployed black boats in the center of the map. Now we have OlafisCancer, aka High Funds High Fun versus gduma. Now OlafisCancer, or High Funds High Fun, as lots of people know him as, is probably one of the greatest live league players to date, I would say. Definitely has a very, very good track record and is currently actually #1 in standard. So there you go, folks. But gduma, also a very good live player. From what I have seen, has a number of very notable wins under his belt, so I think we have a very good matchup here. But I thought this one was kind of interesting because High Fun has gone with Flak, so we have a Flak versus an Adder matchup. So this is a textbook definition of probably the best all-round CO in Tier 4 versus the wild child of Tier 4, folks. Flak and Jugger are definitely wild children. They can go either way. So this should be a pretty interesting one, folks. But generally speaking, this map should kind of just fall sort of like this, you know? Right down the middle. I don't really see anything that's like too overly contested, you know? The center property is obviously contested, but base light, you know, you're only going to be able to deploy your units so much. So I think it's going to be kind of an interesting one, folks. It's definitely going to come down to a lot of luck rolls, possibly. Lots of good positioning by gduma. So let's see what happened, folks. Strap in, get yourself a drink, and let's see what went down in the live league today. Bam, 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 bam. On the first few days, folks, you know the deal. Standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advanced by Web. #2 priority in Advanced by Web is making sure that you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot live league action, folks. All right. So I'm just going to refer to it as Flak and Adder for this one, folks. I'm going to do my best to say Flak. So I always want to say Flak because of my accent, but we'll try to say Flak if we can. Anyways, going for those neutral properties, folks. You got to do it. Got to get that income as early as you can. Neither player are moving their black boat yet. You don't really need to move the black boat necessarily until you can start getting some really good movement out of it. I think Flak right now definitely spotting that he can get a nice boost with the black boat right now, so I'm going to be moving that guy. gduma, Adder, following up. Oh, it doesn't actually boost with the black boat. Kind of interesting. Okay. But going for the airport now. And yeah, just sending the infantry forward, folks. So now is the time when both players are going to be starting to get some cash here, folks. We're going to be seeing some tank builds here. And there we go. Got the first tank of the game. Adder going to be able to bust out the second tank of the game here. Both players are now going for the center property. There is actually a possibility of getting an interrupt here, which could be very interesting and could actually play into Flak's favor here a little bit, because he's going to get one of the caps. He could interrupt the second cap in the center, which maybe could leave him in a position where he could be ahead in funds. So let's see if he does. He's going to go for it, folks. He does the interrupt. He does the interrupt because he has captured the property. This property is captured right here. Cap. Boom! Big old cap right there, folks. And the most important thing about that is now High Fun has gained the income from this. So provided he can further interrupt this and deny this property altogether, he's in a position now where he could potentially get ahead overall in funds. So let's see if he can hold on to that sort of a lead here, folks. As gduma takes their turn, the adder player foregoing the capture and eliminating the infantry. Using the black boats for some good boost. He's got 2 tanks on the field now. Flak going to be able to bust out a second tank here, though, so we're going to be seeing the second tank pop up. Oh, doesn't get the luck roll on that one. There is actually a possibility for a clear here, but does not get the luck roll. I wonder, like, what the luck roll on this roll would have been. That is the wrong button, folks. Sorry about that. We got to go into the damage calculator. Ooh, classy. Medium tanks getting it done on the damage calculator, folks. Alright, so we have 2 units here. Yeah, see, we're doing 33 to 67% damage, so there is the possibility of getting the clear. But because we're playing this Flak, unfortunately, sometimes that just does not happen. So you gotta adapt, or react, and get her done, folks. Now, unfortunately, because of this, it looks like Adder is going to be able to get a first strike on Flak's tank without very big consequences, actually. Be able to bring the second tank over here too. Tank's not going to be able to stick around for too long, and I would say, like, without a doubt, yeah, Adder's going to go in and do that attack, folks. Easy attack, 8-5 trade. But I know firsthand from fighting High Fun quite a bit that he goes for this kind of move a lot of the time. He will let you hit one of his tanks thinking that it's a good idea. But then he just, like, somehow just worms his way through and makes it a bad idea. I don't know how he does it, folks. He does it somehow. Battlecopter by. There we go. And retreats the tank. Alright. Does a great retreat here, actually, too, because infantry has to clear this infantry here in order for the tank to go up and get a shot. The only way the tank can go up and get a shot is if he gets smacked by this battlecopter. So 5 HP tank is actually perfectly safe at the moment. Interrupts a capture, though, from Adder, busting out the anti-air unit. And just taking massive damage, folks. Massive damage. Doing lots and lots of big hits here. Adder now ahead 18 to 15 units. Flak going to be able to fire back here a little bit, though. There is definitely some potential, some possible hits that could be happening here. So let's see. We got a battlecopter strike for 1. We got a tank, or an infantry strike. 4 goes the capture to actually do an additional attack. Fires in with the tank. Oh, 7 HP tank onto full HP tank. Risky endeavor for sure, especially attacking from the road, but will be able to get a black boat heal if he chooses to. Secondary attack here, and now all of a sudden things are looking pretty good for High Fun. Doesn't waste the income to heal the 4 HP tank, though. Very nice, very nice. Alright, what is gduma gonna do, our Adder player, in order to counter against such a devastating attack, folks? Doing a little bit of cleanup duty here, eliminating some of the injured infantry, busting out the battlecopter, and then bringing other units back into a defensive position here. Very good. I don't think there's really a lot of potential for attacking right now, so pulling back into a defensive position is definitely a pretty good idea. However, unfortunately, now this does mean that we lose a tank. So I would naturally assume that tank is going to be attacked. Now, if Flak is not careful, there is the potential for Adder to use side slip and hit this battlecopter right now. So High Fun's, aka Flak, is really going to have to figure out some way to wall this guy off effectively so that that does not happen. And I think that is a effective enough shield right there, folks. Using both of the tanks, using the black boat as well. Yeah, I don't think that there's really any way to break that line at the moment. Maybe there's the possibility of going in and doing like a double sack into co-power attack, maybe tank attack, and then like if you use the co-power, there's maybe a way to clear this. Like you use one of these infantry to sack, maybe use this infantry to sack, but that doesn't really solve the issue of how to get rid of this 8 HP infantry right here. Let's see if he figures out a way, folks. Gduma, the adder player. Crafty fella, folks. Let's see what he comes up with. Going for an attack on the laboratory. Labs actually function as HQs on this map, folks. Do not forget that. Ooh, going in for a tank strike. Going in for an interrupt. Another tank strike. Not doing too bad of an attack, folks. But now, Flak does have the co-power available to him to do some damage here. Adder ahead 19 to 14 units, slightly ahead in value, not too much overall, but has made some pretty devastating plays down south, capping 2 properties and threatening lab cap at the moment here, folks. Yeah, we gotta be watching out for that. Brute force has been activated by Flak. Eliminates the tank, eliminates the infantry, and then is going in for the anti-air hit. So this is a extremely critical hit right here. This could be like a make or break kind of situation, folks. Could do anywhere between 42 to 96% damage. Now, if it does 42% damage, then most likely this battlecopter is going to perish, unfortunately. Battlecopter would perish, tank would probably perish, and the majority of the center would just fall. So this is a very important luck roll. And we're about to see what happens with this luck roll in 3, 2, 1, let it roll. Ooh! Pretty good luck roll. Pretty good. Actually, it's kind of like an average hit. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty much like the most average of average hits right there. But it could have been much worse. Follows up with the infantry doing no damage. Tank protecting the laboratory. Anti-air taking an engagement. Interrupting. Clearing. Bringing the rest of the units forward. Okay, so not really like the worst thing. So battlecopter is open to a strike from the anti-air, so that's gonna do like a fairly large chunk of damage. Anti-air is at 4 HP, you know, they're still gonna be pretty effective overall. So just out of curiosity, let's just take a look here. So it's gonna do 43 to 46% damage. Now, if for some reason, let's say he goes in and clears this tank, right? With these 2 tanks right here, which could be a possibility, without a doubt. This tank could be cleared. So if that happens, then technically the black boat could come up and heal this guy 5. So then you're doing 40 or 54 to 56% damage, which could be a little bit better, for sure. So that would do tons of damage against that. You could use the tanks to clear this afterwards. Like tank and battlecopter might be able to clear this anti-air. You run yourself into an issue where you're overextending though at that point. So that could be definitely a dangerous situation to put yourself in. But you know, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. So we'll see which one happens here. Alright, not going to go for the heal, just going to go for the attack, which is perfectly fine. Gets the clear with the battlecopter, but now this is totally exposed. This is totally exposed. Could block it with a tank though. Could definitely use the tank to block. Yeah, he's going to use the tank to block. I think that's a smart move. Definitely a smart move. You don't want to leave that battlecopter open. And nothing else can really break this line. I mean, Flock would need a super co-power or a co-power in order to guarantee a KO on this tank. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's fine. Good block. I like it. Good block. High fun. Crafty guy, though. He's very crafty. Let's see what he comes up with here. Eliminates the infantry and then attacks the tank. Not even worried about the battlecopter, folks. It's got nothing to fear with that anti-air close by. Another anti-air purchase. Very cool. Now, Adder has co-power again. Is it going to bust out the co-power, though? That is the question. That is the question of the day. Are we going to be seeing co-power, or are we just going to be seeing standard old attacks? Heals the chip damage on the tank before going in for the attack, getting that man all the way down to 5. But 5 HP anti-air is still super effective, folks. But now he is threatening a guaranteed attack. So now High Fun has to attack the lab with something, at least with the infantry, and get the interrupt. If he does not, well, it's game over, folks. Game over at that point. 6 tanks to 2 tanks at the moment too. High fun. OlafisCancer is cancer, you know. Flak is in trouble. He's going for the capture of the lab also. Ooh. See, this is a very, very interesting thing, and it's very, very good that Adder did not pop his co-power last turn. For if he did, he would not be able to interrupt this lab capture. So, very good awareness. I don't know if Adder actually realized that fact or not, but it's very, very good that he noticed it. High Fun's pulling back, Flock pulling back. Day 13, forced to pop power now. And it's kind of unfortunate because it's almost like a wasted power, because there's not really many attacks that he can do. Forced to pop the power just to do one attack, essentially. I mean, clears like, what was that? Clears an infantry? Yeah, clears an infantry, attacks a tank, doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, and the tank just gets healed up to 8. Did we leave the battlecopter exposed to anti-air? Yeah, battlecopter's exposed to anti-air also. Ooh, kind of a risky move. I mean, in all reality, maybe he should have just pulled back and built up the forces a little bit more. Now a battlecopter moves in. Another battlecopter. Flock's battlecopters are so strong. They're such a wild card when it comes to the power, folks. I mean, Flock loves the unit count. That's really what he loves. If Flock can get a really high unit count, well, then you're in trouble, because he's just got so many chances to roll on power. It's just like, oh god, what do you even do? Alright, eliminates the anti-air. Eliminates, I wonder why we're attacking the infantry. I mean, I'm not opposed to attacking infantry. I mean, obviously, you gotta destroy the infantry. But I mean, there's an anti-air there that you attack. Could attack. Or you could just not attack. It kind of just opens yourself up to a lot of attacks here. I mean, there's at least one tank strike right here. There's a tank strike right here. Like, 2 of these tanks can get hit. But, I mean, there's a lot of tanks over here. And next turn, Adder's going to have another co-power. So, these guys aren't really as exposed as it might seem. But he's going in. Oh, he's going in with the power. Okay. 80% to an infantry on a city. Wow. That's a pretty big hit. And now the battlecopters are moving in. Oh, 80% right there. 20% clear. Wraparound attack. Yeah, that's a pretty good attack. Unfortunately, Adder does not have any anti-airs in the area. There's a 1 HP anti-air and that is it. So there is going to be very little potential for counterattack here, but could target all the tanks. See what he manages to do with that one here. Gets one tank. Gets two tanks. Joins the tanks together as well. Busts out the anti-air. Alright, here we go. Here we go, folks. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Battlecopter is safe. Safest battlecopter in Advanced Spyweb, folks. Another interrupt on the laboratory is definitely possible here, and we see it. I mean, obviously, it's guaranteed. It has to be done. If it's not done, the game's lost, folks. So far, this is an even game, though. Both players are at 14,000 income, so this is a fairly low income map, all things considered. But Adder, once again, going in there and just hammering on those tanks. Needs to get something done. Needs to clear the units, if at all possible. Join capping on the property as well. How much do we have left? 3. This is going to require a double. This is going to need a double in order to interrupt that now. This could put Adder in the position he wants to be in. 15,000 funds to 13,000 at that point. That's where you want to be, folks. Oh, going for the tank. Going for the attack. Ooh. And rolling the brute force, folks. Rolling that power. Alright, this is a very important roll once again, folks. If this infantry survives with 3 HP, that capture is going through. And it doesn't. It just doesn't, folks. Flak. Holy moly, folks. What a strong fella. And does 30% damage to a tank. What an absolute mad lad. Day 17. Adder popping the power in response. Will at least be able to clear some units of high value here. He's going to be able to clear a battlecopter. And maybe that's probably about it. Be able to clear a battlecopter. Could clear like the anti-air. That's about it. But, I mean, clearing a battlecopter is very important. Clears the tank and clears the anti-air. Okay. Oh, it doesn't clear the anti-air, but comes close. It's coming pretty close to clearing the anti-air. So despite the unit count being sort of fluctuated back and forth between these two players, the values have more or less stayed around the same. So neither player has really gained too much of an advantage. Alright, it is gduma's turn. Adder. Going for a capture. This is a oh, it would have been an unstoppable capture, but this guy can get through. So unless this tank is cleared, this cap cannot go through. Alright, let's see. Yeah, you don't want to fight into that. Let them come to you, folks. Let them come to you. Alright, like I said, forced response right there, folks. Ooh, now Flak is going for a capture of his own on one of the neutral properties, and that very likely could go through, because if Adder goes into attack, is not only like the sheer devastation of a counterattack that's going to be happening here probably far outweighs stopping a capture for one turn. Oh boy. But he goes in and does it. He goes in and does it, folks. 15 to 15 units. But I think we're going to be seeing a really big attack this turn, folks. Like, interrupting, taking a tank down to 1. Clearing a tank, attacking the anti-air, clearing the anti-air. And then going in for a big old tank strike. Another battlecopter on the field as well. base skips for this one, folks. Double attack on that tank. It's really about all that he can do here. He got a double attack on the tank, got a few decent clears, but cannot really get too far ahead on the unit count. So it's still 14 to 14. That's still going to leave High Fun in a overall better spot. And with power available, could be a pretty devastating turn, but could also not be a totally devastating turn because Flak is a wild child, folks. Oh, going for the luck roll without a power as well, but managing to do 2 whole damage to that tank. Clearing the tank now, 8 units to 15, busting out 2 more tanks, and it is Adder's turn, but that is all she wrote, folks. That is all she wrote for that game. 2 amazing players battling it out on this map, but High Fun, aka OlafisCancer. It's just one of the best live league players out there, folks. But gduma is an amazing player. Amazing player. And I think they're probably going to be climbing the ranks even higher. I could see this player getting to at least like the 1300s in overall live league. So best of luck to them for sure. But well played. High fun. Welcome back to the live league. Hopefully you all enjoyed that one, and if you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.